peeps. We are going to do a true crime story tonight. And again, I'm going to be reading from the Best of Dakota Mysteries and Oddities. Just to recap, this is a book that I found at a local thrift shop here where I live. And there is so many good stories in here, all true. They're not all scary. A lot of them are just like really weird or out there. But tonight's is a paranormal story. So that's what I chose to read. And it happened in Harvey, North Dakota. So I have tons of family in Harvey. In fact, I'm related to the whole stinking town, pretty much. Okay. Tonight's story is called Sophie's Legend Lingers at Harvey Library. A group of women sat in the Harvey Library discussing quilting when the lights started blinking. Everyone was startled except for Stefina Giese, the assistant librarian. I said, "Sophie, you must have been a quilter. Cut it out now." Suddenly, the lights stopped blinking. Sophia suspects the library is haunted by the ghost of Sophia Eberlein, a woman who was bludgeoned to death by her second husband in a house located on the exact spot that the library was built back in 1931. The house, I just have to clarify, the house was on that spot in 1931. That's when Sophia was murdered. The library, as you'll come to find out later in the story, wasn't actually built until 1990. So, just wanted to clarify. I honestly don't know that it is haunted, she says. Something's going on that I can't rationally explain. Librarian Marlene Ripplinger is more reserved in her assessment. However, she too believes that something is going on. So these ladies are sitting at their desk and they're totally feeling something paranormal all around them. There's lights flickering. They feel cold air coming from nowhere. I mean, it'll be the dead of summer and they got to put sweaters on. They're getting the chills. So, all right. She said maybe there's an explanation why the lights flicker, or maybe there's a physical explanation. Moments later, Marlene admits, "When something happens that I can't explain, I say, 'Oh, Sophie, what did you do that for? Are you really here?'" Marlene recounts a gathering in the library's Centennial Room. We had just started the introductions. That was the time the power went out, just in that room, not in the entry or any other part of the library, where our conversation was revolving around Sophia. Some of the people were talking about their experiences with things happening in their lives, and that's when the lights went off and on 6 times. It became so quiet you could hear a pin drop on the carpet. I suppose so. That's fucking freaky. You're just sitting there and the lights are going off and on like a fucking strobe light. I would say that that's paranormal. Yeah. If I didn't believe in ghosts, I do now. And that's what most people said when they would actually see some of the things that were happening at this library. Could there be a ghost within the walls of this modern brick building that was dedicated in 1990 on what just happened to be the anniversary of Sophia's funeral? Talk about coincidence. Holy shit. All right. Consider the following. Several times over the years, the librarians have come to work and unlocked the front door. Later, they heard the patrons pounding on the door that was mysteriously relocked. So, somebody's sneaking around locking everybody out. Could it be Sophia? Possibly. A patron runs from a room where she was reading after the lights blinked off and on several times. It scared the shit out of her, of course, naturally. Her curiosity turned to fear as she watched the light switch flick off, even though no one was standing by it, so she could physically see the fucking light switch going doop, 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 doop. Would that not scare the shit out of you? I got goosebumps just talking about it. That's freaky. One night when Stefina was locking up the library, she couldn't turn off the lights in the entryway. After trying the switch several times, she decided to turn off the main breaker. She said everything was turned off except for the damn entryway lights, she claims. I just wanted to show you a picture of Harvey librarian Marlene Ripplinger and her assistant, Stefina, it's either Giese or Giese, I'm not sure. In this office, frequently visited by Sophia, the area just behind the chair is where they feel the iciest of the manifestations. I searched this picture thoroughly, trying to find any kind of paranormal looking anything, just because, as most of us know, if we watch a lot of paranormal stuff, most of us know that they usually present themselves in pictures. So I was staring at it pretty hard. Didn't notice much. Also, okay, consider this. The lights are often seen from the window of what is called the library's Centennial Room during the wee hours of the morning, even though the librarians always turn the lights off at closing time. So they shut everything off, all the power's off, everything's off, and then they come to work early in the morning, or people that live nearby were seeing that the lights were on at 4 a.m. for no good reason. One night, after everyone had gone home, a heavy cart loaded with books was moved to block a doorway. The librarian and assistant could not move it by themselves. So, Sophia is strong. That's what I would say. Okay, I'm going to get into Sophia's murder a little bit. Okay, Sophia Schmidt was born in Russia. She was a German born in Russia in 1889. In 1906, she married Hugo Eberlein, a prominent Harvey business owner. They had 2 children, Lillian and Alice. Hugo died in 1928. Sophia then remarried Jacob Bentz, a plumber. 2 years later, Jacob beat his wife to death with a hammer while she lay in bed, asleep. Blood soaked the mattress and spattered the walls. Jacob loaded his wife's body into the family car and drove 6 miles out of town and ditched the vehicle. Dazed and with a dislocated thumb, he broke out a window, cutting his hand. The car caught fire and cremated Sophia's body. Jacob told authorities his wife died in that tragic accident. However, when Lillian, one of Sophia's daughters, came home for the funeral, she found bloodstains in the house all over the walls. So she contacted authorities, who learned that Jacob had purchased life insurance policies. Of course, it's always about the fucking money. He purchased life insurance policies for both himself and his wife the day before the accident. During the inquest, Jacob broke down and confessed. He was sentenced to life and died in prison in 1943 at 61 years of age, which was pretty old back then, so that bastard got to live a full life. And if you need more evidence to just come to the conclusion that Harvey Public Library more than likely is haunted by Sophia, the most compelling evidence that Sophia haunts the library is the icy shivers both Marlene and Stefina sometimes get while sitting in the chair operating the computer. Marlene says she's had cold chills dozens of times while sitting there. Even in the middle of the summer, she's had to put on a sweater just to offset the chills. While sitting in that re-owned chair interviewing Marlene and Stefina, I hadn't had any of these chills, so I asked Sophie to prove her existence by making my right foot cold. Sophie, I guess her name is Sophia, but they call her Sophie. Sophie didn't make my right foot cold, at least not at first. However, the back of my right hand grew intensely cold. The cold spread up my right arm to my shoulder, then down my right side to my right leg, all the way to my right foot. So it appeared as if Sophie had done a number on me. So she asked for evidence, make my right foot cold, and she decided to make the whole right side of her body cold. Like, bitch, I am here. With my hands, I felt around the room until I found the one spot that was freezing cold. Had I found the spirit of Sophia Eberlein? Possibly. Over the next hour, I asked 2 people unknowing of what had happened in that room to touch my left shoulder, then my right. One asked if I had arthritis in my right arm because it felt cold. Both agreed that my right arm was cold while my other one was not. it could be argued that my mind subconsciously played a trick on my body. Then again, maybe Stefina is right when she says she thinks it's Sophie who wants recognition of her tragic death, which is what I truly believe. Marlene still insists the library isn't haunted by a ghost but harbors a presence. Same fucking thing, lady. Jokingly, she says, right now it's job security. Nobody wants to work here. Aw, I would love to work there, but I'm familiar with the afterlife, so it'd be fun. Right now, I already read the part. On a more serious note, she adds, I'd probably miss it. It's not anything bad, and if this person is trying to communicate and it makes people remember the tragedy, I understand that and we accept it. It was a horrible way to go. There is one more facet of the story to ponder. The library was not only built on the lot of Sophia's home, this is fucking crazy, but the librarian's office was located where Sophia's bedroom once was. Literally, it's right over the same spot. Sophia was murdered in her bedroom. So that would explain why the librarian's office has, and the Centennial Room, has the most paranormal activity. I believe with all my heart that Sophia Eberlein Schmidt is actually haunting the Harvey Public Library. I haven't actually been inside there. This coming summer, I am going to make a trip there. I have family there, and so I'm going to make a trip and just kind of check it out, and I'll probably do a video or a story while I'm there, which would be really cool. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys believe in ghosts? Do you not believe in ghosts? Do you laugh at the idea that there's anything after this life? I don't know. There's quite a bit of evidence there. And it's not just those two that work there. It's people that are just there, trying to check out books or whatever. They're constantly, there's things going on, lights flickering, sounds, cold or warm spots, usually cold spots in the library. So lots of really weird things that they just can't really explain, So I did want to show you a picture. Another picture here. It's a small picture of her, but here is Sophia Eberlein Schmidt. She died in 1931. Very sad, tragic how she died. I believe she's just trying to get recognition for her death, and obviously she died in her sleep and she had children and she was very young, so there's going to be unfinished business. So let me know what you think of the story in the comments below. Let me know if you would like me to do something similar or a different kind of topic for next Sunday's video. Yeah, that's all I have. I hope everybody has a fantastic week. We are getting so close to Christmas. Oh, I'm super excited. My kids are super excited. I want them to open their presents so bad. I went all out this year. I worked my ass off and got expensive shit, which I probably shouldn't have, but I did. We only live once, right? Okay. Have a great week. I love you all. Night.